morning students. Let us continue our lesson successors of Akbar, and we know we already studied that after Akbar's death Jahangir, we studied about Jahangir, role of Noor Jahan in his life, we studied. Also in our last class we studied successor of Jahangir, Shah Jahan, his contributions, his role in our Indian history, everything we studied. Also after Shah Jahan, not only after the next ruler it is Aurangzeb. Remember the last years of Shah Jahan's reign were marked by a bitter war of succession among his four sons. Remember, Shah Jahan's four sons were Dara, Murad, Aurangzeb and Shuja. This Aurangzeb defeated his three brothers and he became the next ruler. He defeated his brothers and after imprisoning his father also, Aurangzeb imprisoned his father Shah Jahan in the Agra fort and also ascended the throne in the period of 1658. He took the title after taking the throne. He took the title Alamgir. Remember, it's a one-mark question. Alamgir, which meaning it is conqueror of the world. Alamgir meaning conqueror of the world. Okay. By the end of the 17th century, it extended from the Mughal dynasty, almost extended from Kashmir in the north to Jinji in the south, and from the Hindu Kush in the west to Chittagong in the east. Remember that India's map is given there in your textbook, page number 88. You can see that the vast empire of Mughal dynasty under the period of Aurangzeb. Aurangzeb's periods we can divide into two parts. His reign, it was divided into two parts. The first period, it was he remained in the North India and crushed the revolts. The first period remained in North India and crushed some revolt. And also in the second half, he included this period when he lived in the Deccan region. Both one we will study revolts in the northern India. First period in Indian history, telling about how he crushed these revolts one by one. First to rise the revolt against the Mughal government were the Jats of the Agra Delhi region. It's a group of people, Jats. They were mostly peasant or agricultural group or farmers and cultivators who rebelled against the high land tax under the leadership of a local Zamindar Dhokala, and Aurangzeb himself marched from Delhi to suppress this rebellion. Okay, the second one is Bundelas. Bundelas under the leadership of Champat Rai and Chatrazal arose in Bundelgand. Their place also known as Bundelgand. These rebellions also resulted the discontent caused by high land tax and the policies of Akbar. The Bundelas also done the rebellion. Another armed conflict faced by Aurangzeb, which was took place between the Satnamis. They were actually a religious body comprising peasants and artisans, a religious category, but both the peasants and artisans were there. That one also suppressed by Aurangzeb. Remember this just for understanding only these revolts one by one. Want to remember in the North Indian place faced by Aurangzeb, and in the northeast frontier the Ahom rulers of Assam, present Assam, Ahom rulers, they challenged the Mughal authority by expelling the Mughals from Guwahati and the neighboring area. And in the eastern India, Shashishtagan, the Mughal governor of Bengal, built up a strong navy and captured a port of Chittagong. Everywhere for revolts and problems faced by Aurangzeb in north-west provinces, and in the northwest frontier province was a constant source of trouble because of the frequent uprising of the Afghan tribesmen. Some of the tribal groups were there. They also made problems towards Aurangzeb. Also Aurangzeb's his religious policy was intolerance. We studied Akbar was very tolerant person. Whatever the policies of Akbar, it was continued by his son Jahangir and grandson Shah Jahan. But here Aurangzeb was very arrogant ruler towards, especially his religious policies were intolerant religious policies. The north Sikhs, especially it was faced by the Sikh category, Sikhs. And the ninth Sikh Guru Tej Bahadur protested against this. And Guru Tej Bahadur was beheaded by Aurangzeb. After the death of Guru Tej Bahadur, his son Guru Gobind Singh, the 10th and the last Sikh Guru, turned to Sikhs into a martial race called the Khalsa. The martial group of Sikh category, it was known as Khalsa. It formed by Guru Gobind Singh. He was the 10th Guru, 10th Sikh Guru and the last Sikh Guru. After the 10th Sikh Guru, Guru, there was no gurus. They believed their Grantha Sahib, otherwise their holy book, as their guru. And also we studied Sikhism in our last year, a small topic. I hope that you are remembering. All the members of the Khalsa, they were baptized with the water stirred with the dagger. They were known as the Singh or Leon. Guru Gobind Singh fought many successful battles against Aurangzeb, and after Guru Gobind Singh's death, his successor Banda Bahadur, he was not a guru but a follower of Guru Gobind Singh, struggled against the Mughals. Every time Aurangzeb's period, he faced the problem from the Sikh category, and also in the Deccan region, he faced the problems from Marathas. It was led by Shivaji. The second period, he lived in the Deccan for solving and crushing the problem made by Shivaji. The Marathas became a strong force under the leadership of Shivaji in the Deccan region. The Marathas were small chieftains who owned allegiance in the Deccan kingdoms. Gradually, they gathered a band of soldiers. They mastered the tactics of guerrilla warfare, hide and doing the war, and it is known as guerrilla war, and began to defy at first the local rulers and later on the Mughals. In spite of the repeated attacks, the Mughals could not succeed against the Marathas. Aurangzeb did not try to make peace with the Marathas and continued with his policy of war. All these revolts he faced because of his policies were very arrogant policies followed by Aurangzeb. He imposed jizya. We know what is jizya, a non-religious, especially non-Muslim tax imposed upon Hindus, a religious tax. It was jizya. Stopped this practice by Akbar, but again re-imposed by Aurangzeb. That's I told, his policies, especially religious policies, were intolerant. Because of these religious policies, many of these groups were revolted against Aurangzeb. Revolts, want to remember each one, and also especially about the revolt done in the Deccan region by Shivaji under the Marathas or leadership of Marathas. Again, we want to study in this lesson about Shivaji. A small topic is remaining. By next class, we can finish this lesson. Okay, after listening the class, read the textbook very well. Okay, thank you.